expensive restrictions and all sorts of problems, gave all sorts of problems to automakers.
Well, the latest in the Trump administration's mission to tackle affordability, it's a word we're going to be hearing a whole lot. Cars. Their plan is to roll back fuel efficiency standards, and this rule really reverses Biden-era policies that increased efficiency standards by 10% for 2026 models, which require that the entire fleet of vehicles sold by a given automaker on average get more fuel efficient over time. Well, for more insight on exactly what all this means for the average car owner or somebody who's in the market for a new one, we've got Lauren Fix, the car coach. Lauren, great to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you, Anna.
All right, so how much money in theory will this save the average consumer? What effects will be seen right away?
Well, you won't see anything like immediately. You will see, obviously, we're seeing savings at the pump, which is important. But what you're really going to see is in the next model generation, which could be 2026s and beyond, you'll be seeing about $1,000 or more reduced from the price. Because remember, the average price of a vehicle right now is around $50,000. It's a lot of money. And most people are thinking that's not going to work. There are no cars under $20,000 right now. And there's a lot of reasoning behind that. But in addition, if we can start reducing the price so that you're not out spending $30,000 on a new vehicle, you know, this is what the idea is, to make cars more affordable. And this was presented by Sean Duffy and by Lee Zeldin from the EPA. And so they've been working on this for a while. Plus, there's been other reductions that will help reduce costs, things like start-stop technology and a lot of these additional features that they had to put on. But also the EV mandate, all of that made cars more expensive. And I think we're going to see some serious changes in lowering of prices.
Yeah, talking about that stop-start, we had a car that does that. And the first time I felt it, I thought, what's going on here? And then got used to it, of course. President Trump, though, speaking out from the Oval Office on Wednesday about this reversal of the Biden plans. I want to play another clip of that right now.
Okay.
We're officially terminating Joe Biden's ridiculously burdensome, horrible, actually, CAFE standards that imposed expensive restrictions and all sorts of problems, gave all sorts of problems to automakers. And we're not only talking about here, we're talking about outside of our country, because nobody could do it. Nobody wanted to do it, and it was ridiculous, very expensive. It put tremendous upward pressure on car prices, combined with the insane electric vehicle mandate. Biden's burdensome regulations helped cause the price of cars to soar more than 25%. And in one case, they went up 18% in 1 year.
All right, so a little bit more of that there. You know, Biden's supporters say, you know, he was looking out for the environment. It's just going to take a little bit more time to really catch steam and speed. What do you think? Did Biden's policies just need more time to work, or were they flawed?
They were flawed from the beginning. All the rare earth minerals that come from countries that are all owned by China. All these mines are owned by China. They own all the materials they're using in all these electrified vehicles or all these electric vehicles, meant that we were now beholden on China in order to get those materials. That made everything more expensive because they were making the profits on every car that we sold that was an EV. But when you looked at every car brand, here's a perfect example. Ford was selling the F-150 Lightning truck. They were taking a loss of $44,000 on every vehicle. That's not sustainable from any business plan. And I make it so simple for people. If you were selling coffee, you and I had a coffee business, and we were selling coffee at $1 a cup, but it cost us $2 a cup, you wouldn't make money and you wouldn't be in business long. And this was causing all the car brands to have to raise the price of the rest of the product lines. They also removed what I've been talking about, all the entry-level vehicles, all those cars that were below $20,000 where you could buy a Nissan Sentra or a Kona EV, which is made by Hyundai, very low prices below $20,000. Those were out the door. And the reason for that was offering entry-level prices meant that they weren't making enough profit. So they wanted to sell more vehicles that were fully loaded with all the goodies that we all want. But then, of course, that raised the price of all the cars. And so we're seeing as much as 18%. So I'm hoping that we're going to see cars go back below $40,000 on average. And that would be offering entry-level vehicles that consumers want.
Yeah, you know who else is praising the plan? Sounds like you like it. But Ford Motor Company, General Motors, and Stellantis all praising Trump's plan, too. The Ford Motor CEO, Jim Farley, told News Nation, he said, quote, "This is a win for customers and common sense." Do you think these companies are going to lower the cost for customers going forward? You said that $40,000 mark. Is that realistic?
That's a possibility. Now with Jim Farley, his situation is a little different. They stopped selling cars, and the reason was they had to get to that EV factor, and in order to do that, they offer the Mach-E, which they're still selling, and they also sell the F-150 Lightning, which they're not going to be selling anymore. And so what Jim Farley will do is offer vehicles consumers want. They want trucks, that they'll offer, and then I think they're going to bring in some of the vehicles from Europe. We're starting to see with the little vehicles called K cars. It's spelled K-E-I, not the letter K, like an old Chrysler. Yeah. But those are smaller cars that people want for running around the city. They're really not the greatest for the highway, but when you've got to run around town, you've got to run your errands, you're going back and forth to work. These little vehicles are all over Europe. What the key for this is, and the KEI again, key, would be to have them built here in the U.S. And there's incentives to do that. $5 billion. Ford's putting into plants $138 billion from Stellantis.
Well, that's the goal, right? Bring back the age of
jobs.
The golden age for American manufacturing. Quickly before you go, Lauren, I'm in the market for either tires or a new car. It's time. There's a big bill coming tires. I can't even remember what else I need. But I started looking at just getting a new model. My eyes about bonked out of my head. So I'm like, I'm just going to drive this thing till the wheels fall off. So what are your top tips for car owners right now who are like, I'm just going to hold on to 10 and 2 for a while to keep the car running smoothly in the winter?
Well, there's a couple different perspectives on this. First off, if your vehicle is 3 years old or older, selling it is not such a bad idea. There's a lot of trade-in value. Make sure you do your homework beforehand. I cover all of that on my Car Coach Reports channel and also on Car Smarts. And I always tell people, do your research, shop around for a car, and check your insurance rates, because that's going to be a huge factor. Another way to save some money on a new car, because this is the time of year to buy, at the end of the year, when all those 25s are out. Loyalty discount, conquest discount can save you thousands of dollars. If you're going to keep your car and maybe it's 2 years old and you're looking for tires, don't buy the Chinese tires. Seriously, buy a name brand tire, something you know, like Bridgestone or Michelin, a name where you say, I got that, and that's your better choice.
Okay, will do. And look out for potholes, I guess, and put something on your car to protect it from all the salt if you live somewhere where there is a lot of snow. Lauren Fix, great to see you, the Car Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out our car review channel, Car Smarts. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and if you want even more content, check out the links in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.